What's up, family? Gerald the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Let the King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman on your radio.
Listen to the Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.
What's up, good people? BetOnline is your number one source for all your betting needs. The latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use your promo code BELIEVE, B-L-E-A-V, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
Yes, BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV, covering content and hot topics from A to Z, sports, music, society and culture, movie reviews, you name it, we have it. Check it out on bs3network.com or check us out on Roku, BS3 TV on Roku, as well as check out your favorite podcast on all podcast platforms or Spreaker.com/BS3 Network.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
Folks, back on the Bossman Show. The Coach Matt McKillop, Davidson Wildcats here with me on the Bossman Show. Year two at Davidson here for him, been the head coach. But talk to you, how are things going with you guys over there, Coach?
We're doing great. We're 9 practices in to obviously the upcoming season, and we got 21 left. November 7th will be here before we know it. We've got some upcoming close scrimmages and inter squad fan day type of stuff. So we've got a lot going on, but it's exactly what we want right now. We're pleased with the progress we're making.
Now, Coach McKillop, let me ask you this, man. From the springtime, those workouts you had, summer workouts, and now with your practices getting ready for November 7th, how important has it been to build that chemistry with your guys, especially in this world of the portal and NIL, trying to keep guys together on the same accord? But how important has it to start in the spring until now to get ready for that first game on November 7th?
Yeah, it's essential. That's a great question because it's such a unique atmosphere that we're all, I say dealing with, but we're all a part of. It all starts on the front end by bringing in the right players and those who you believe fit the culture, the chemistry, the locker room, the environment we have. And then hopefully putting them into this environment and then it works and they get along. We've practice just started a week and a half ago, but we've been together working out since the summer and you have different phases. So June, July, August, they get to know each other. They're friends. They build those friendships and then classes start. So now there's some distractions. That's September. And then practice just began. So now we're working things out and, there's going to be good days. There's going to be bad days. You're competing against each other in a little bit of a different way. And then before long, playing time, shot selection, starting lineup, that's all going to come into play. And hopefully you've built the relationships, coaches amongst players and coaches, players and players, where everybody has the best interest of the team in mind and is selfless enough to do whatever it takes for the benefit of the team. So it's really sounds great how I just said it right there. It's really tough to do that. And I believe that we've got a special enough group of guys and staff that we can be an exception when it comes to that.
Think how crazy it was from back in the day when we had to start practices right in there and over in October. Trying to build that chemistry together in with this new world we're in, trying to build it all together. We started in late September, no, October now. So have a game in 4 weeks.
Well, it's funny. It's funny you say that. It was, and I hate to be the back when I played kind of guy, but we used to get when I was a player here at Davidson's, we got 2 hours a week on the court with our coaches, and you could only have 4 players in those workouts. And then you would have that for 6 or 7 weeks of preseason. October 15th, that was that first practice. And then I don't even know that, I can't remember if there was a limitation on hours, but you went like 6 straight days, then you had 1 off day a week. Now it's year round now, and you could work out with full groups year round. You could work out with more hours than 2 year round. So it can be overload, and we try to be creative, and we try to do different things, and we try to find ways to keep everybody excited to get in the gym every day when they're doing it together so much and so long. Like right now, it's Davidson College's fall break starting today. So we're giving our players the weekend off. Some of them are going home. Some of them are staying here, and some of them are in the gym right now. But I think you need things like that when you're going year round like we're doing. Yes. And it is a long season. It won't be here for a few more weeks, but then that November to 7th, and we hope we're playing March 7th and April 7th. So we're in it for the long haul, and it's a marathon.
And I know fans don't really understand this way you and I do, but how important is to have a great strength and conditioning staff to make sure your guys are healthy and fit and ready for that long 2-semester season from November 7th, hopefully through late March to April there?
I mean, it is critical. I would say for us, it's even a little more critical because Davidson College does not have graduate school. So we cannot take graduate transfers, and we are okay with that. And we believe we've found a way to use it to our advantage when it comes to recruiting the perfect fits for us out of high school. That being said, we're not getting 22 or even 23. There's even some 24 and 25-year-olds we seem to be playing against now. But we're not getting those guys who have been in a college weight room for 3 or 4 years entering our team. We're getting freshmen who some of them may have gone to prep school, but many of them are 18 when they get here, and they've got progress that they have to make quickly in the weight room. Our strength coach is great, named Brian Seitz. We have our own weight room. I mean, he does incredible work with our players, as does our athletic trainer, Justin King. And yes, there's major importance to getting bigger, stronger, faster, more explosive. But just as important is being available and injury prevention. And Justin King, our athletic trainer, works hand in hand every day with our strength coach and our coaching staff to, as big and strong as we want these guys to be, we just want them to be available to play and be injury free and prevent and put them in position to be preventative for these injuries. So it's different than when you and I probably were doing this and you did some curls and some bench press. No, this is big time now.
Yeah, because you have me by 1 year because I'm 84. So you got me by 1 year. So yeah. So we're definitely.
I'm sorry, it froze for a second here. So it froze for a second. So I might have missed something.
Yeah. Oh, you did freeze. I was saying like you got me by a year. Like I'm 84. So you got me by a year. So like back when we was doing it was just a little dumbbell here or there, man. You back, coach?
Yeah.
Cool deal. Zoom. Focus on Zoom.
I got you here. Yes, now I got you. Sorry.
No, you're fine, coach. Y'all telling the listeners this is Zoom. That's what happens on Zoom sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Have to make adjustments. While I was saying, coach, where it froze up, it's like, you got me in my head by 1 year. Like, I'm 84, you're 83, so you got me by a year. So back when we were doing it was a little dumbbells here or there. Like you said, it's like just a little curl here or there and go out there and play,
Oh, yeah. The stuff we did, they don't even do that anymore. They got more advanced, smarter, more intelligent things that they can do to get better.
I couldn't imagine having snacks. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. They get them in right away.
Yes, sir. Now, Coach Weskins, man, for you, man, looking at your roster, what are some guys you want to highlight who really gotten better for you from the spring until now, having a big year with this year?
I mean, we were so excited about the roster that we have newcomers who we thought would eventually find their way into the rotation and become good players for us that have shown right away that they can impact winning right now. And everybody likes to hear about the new guys, and our new guys are good, but we've seen major progress and development from. I mean, I don't want to leave anybody out, but I will mention 4 of our guys who played decent minutes for us last year. Grant Huffman is a senior for us. He's the one guy, he's the one scholarship player who is now here for his 4th year. He came in with one of the freshmen, and that guy, or when he was a freshman, there was one other player in his class, and his name's Emery Lanier. He went and transferred actually to go play for his father, which is a pretty special opportunity. Grant is had a great year. He's been our best defender, but his offense has really taken off. His shooting numbers have never been consistent, but they have been very consistent since we started practicing and throughout the fall. But he just looks like a stud every single day in his ability to just know how to play the way we want, know how to defend in a way we want to try to defend, and then he's just producing. David Skogman really came along. He was our backup 4 or 5-man for us last year. He really came along as the season, his conference season started to get into play. He was a transfer. It always takes a little bit longer, and he's been really, really good. He's shooting the ball well. He's rebounding incredibly well, and he just has a presence like he knows he can be the best player on the court day in and day out. Reed Bailey was a freshman for us. Argument could be made that he could have been and should have been on the all-freshman team in the Atlantic 10. Incredible potential, and he's starting to tap into that potential. And he's maybe the hardest worker on our team in terms of the investment he's made in our gym. And then Connor Kachera, another transfer. But, I mean, Connor would probably be the first to tell you it was a challenging year for him. He started, and then he came off the bench, and then some of his minutes were up and down. And he is just committed to doing anything that the coaching staff asks of him. And all the little things that us coaches value, he is exceeding, trying to find the way where to phrase it, but more than anybody on this roster, he understands that that's what he can do better than anybody. And it's showing every single day in practice. And it's why, we've got young guys. We're probably not going to have anybody on the preseason all conference team, but we're going to really surprise some people, I believe, because of the progress those guys have made. But people like Connor who see the things that we really value and can make our team better and trying to do that to the best of their abilities.
And I love the A10, Coach McKillop. I think you all should get more than one bid, or 2 or 3 bids, because it's so tough in the A10. There's no easy nights in the A10. The coaching is off the chain in the A10 every night, man. So I feel like you all deserve a more than what you get for tournament recognition. But talk about it for yourself inside the A10 about trying to go against these guys, the different styles you see, how fun it is for you as a coach. I know it's not fun to get not to have the so hard guys, but just want to compete against guys like Frank Martin and Anthony Grant, the guys like that in that league, man.
Yeah, and you almost lose sight of it because you're so consumed by your team and getting better and preparing for games. But last year was my first year as a head coach, and it went by so fast. But I wish I appreciated more that handshake with Frank Martin, who's a legend and maybe a future Hall of Famer, and Anthony Grant. We go and play at Dayton, an incredible environment, and that's special. And I know in the moment I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. But Archie Miller is a great coach. Fran Dunphy, a Hall of Famer at LaSalle. I mean, so many great coaches that you get to compete against. And you mentioned we were a 1-bid league last year. It was disappointing. I think we all just have to do a better job in non-conference play. And yeah, we want to knock off the top 25 teams, the BCS teams, the Power 5 teams that we play against, and hopefully we will. But we can't have bad losses, because once it becomes a bad loss in non-conference play, that can carry into conference play, and that team who had that bad loss could then be a bad loss for others in the league. So I think overall as a league, we've had a good scheduling approach. We got to play well.
Now,
hopefully we'll coach well.
Best coach, for you, I know that scheduling is a tough thing to perfect and get right. There's whole science to it. So for you, like becoming the head coach now, how has scheduling been for you these last 2 years, trying to make the schedule out and get the right balance of home and away MTEs and find the right balance for your team to get you prepared for the A10?
Yeah, it can change every year in terms of, okay, what does this team need? Does this team need to have all these, tier 1 type of games that If we win that one, that's going to put us in, that's going to bump us up on the bubble. Do we want to have a schedule knowing we have a young team that, all right, we want to make sure that we're just getting better. We're getting confidence. We're learning how to play the way we want. So then when we get to conference play, we're ready to be one of the better teams in the conference that we believe that we can be. There's years where what can we do? We haven't had a good home game that our fans can really get excited about in non-conference play. So there's all these different dynamics, and you put it all down on paper, and then you got to get teams to agree, and the date has to work out. And we have a women's team that has to have their dates work out. And believe me, we work great together with our women's program, but there's so many ins and outs, and it never works just the way you want. So it is a challenge. It's a challenge for everybody, but it is a challenge. And I do believe we've got a really attractive schedule this year, and everybody's drawn to the big name teams, but we'll play Maryland in the Asheville Classic, and we'll have a chance to play UAB or Clemson, obviously, on the other side, based on winning and losing. And I think a lot of people will circle on their calendar to watch us play at St. Mary's. And they'll probably be a top 25 team this year. They were a top 25 team last year. Interesting, Steph Curry's last game in a Davidson uniform was out at their gym in an NIT road game at St. Mary's. So this will be our first time going back there since Steph's last game. They're going to come back to Davidson to return that game in the future. So pretty exciting for us.
100%. I feel like with you being so close to Charlotte, guys should want to come play you because you're close to Charlotte. Like it's you get an easy in from the airport, a little drive up north there. So I feel like coming to Davis would be an easy thing for guys, but I know guys don't want to do. Some guys want to be home all the time, but I just know the location of where your college is very much attractive. A lot of schools there, you can play regionally too, from South Carolina as well. So I feel like you're in a great spot to get some non-con games. But the date must work, and they want to really play you or not. Must be the desire, must be there.
Yeah, and it's a good problem. It's a bad problem. I mean, if teams don't want to play us, that means there's some level of respect. And again, they're trying to do the best thing for their team. There's major convenience to Charlotte. You're exactly right. There's an airport. You can get direct flights most places, most cities. There's a different level of convenience to then say, to fly into Bowie's Creek to play Campbell, let's say. So I do hope people see that being an advantage. But I do understand, people are going to do what they believe to be best for their program. And if Davidson doesn't fit, we feel just the same way about some teams that want to schedule us.
And Coach, how cool is it being in the area near Charlotte? Because your guys can get internships with summertime with those 20 hours, with those 4 hours you have at summertime, internships for networking opportunities with the Hornets, the Panthers, other teams in the area. So talk about that piece of being in Charlotte there, help your young men for after basketball, once the box bounce for all of us, they can have some fall back and get a degree from Davidson College and have networking as well. They already built in when they was in school.
Yeah, it's great. There's so many Davidson alums that live in Charlotte, and there's also a lot of young alums that live in Charlotte. So a lot of kids who graduate from Davidson, that they'll go right to Charlotte, whether they have a job or they're going to find a job, and it's the convenient place to go. So there are many opportunities. Finance, banking is so big in the city of Charlotte, and Davidson College's economics program is phenomenal. So many of our recruits or our students who we have will end up going that path, and there are great opportunities for summer or even after college that our players have been able to take advantage of. In terms of what you said about the Hornets, the Panthers, the MLS team, the FC Charlotte, I mean, there's a lot to do. And I mentioned it being a year-round thing now. And our players are always, half the time I see it on their Instagram or their Twitter, but they're doing some fun things in Charlotte that I'm like, wow, I wish when I was in school, I would have had a chance to do some of those things. So there's a lot of life to this area. Lake Norman, the town of Davidson, which has grown incredibly over the years, and obviously the access to Charlotte. From a future professional standpoint, I believe it's a tremendous opportunity for our players and hopefully future players, as well as just the access we have to some exciting things to do around town and the people that will hopefully be supporting us and coming from Charlotte to cheer for us this year.
100%. Coach, I got one more for you, man. So for you, when you're not in that grind of coaching, how do you kind of decompress a little bit, to get away from the game a little bit, to keep your mental health as good as it possibly can with this grind of coaching?
I'm sorry, I lost you. What do I do?
Yeah, kind of when you're not in this grind of coaching.
So when I try to contain my mental health by leaving the gym, I go home and try to contain my health with my 6-year-old, my 4-year-old, my 1-year-old. But I spend time with my family. I get to go to like I said, we have fall break. I'm pretty fired up to go to a 6-year-old soccer game tonight. My daughter just started playing soccer, and she has so much fun. So I have a lot of fun watching her play. I wish I could tell you I've got some fun hobby, some cool hobby. My hobby growing up was Davidson basketball. My father was the head coach here for 30 years, and oftentimes the most important thing in my life was following and pulling for that team. That's now my hobby as well as my job. I live block and a half from our gym, so I can pop home for lunch and eat with my wife and my 1-year-old every day, and I can pick up or take my kids to school every day, and get home quickly from practice after dinner to spend that time with them. And I think the summertime is where you take advantage of some of those hobbies, but those hobbies of mine are typically traveling, spending time with my family, and hanging out with my friends, many of whom are former Davidson basketball players.
And that's beautiful, Coach. I feel like it's very important. I try to do the same thing for me and my staff. I got young kids too, and I have to kind of say, hey, I'll be about the Falcons, the Hawks, the Radio United. You have to build in time for them as well. So I'm getting better at that, as I have a 4 and 2-year-old. So I'm trying to get better at that myself, Coach, and have that kind of holistic view of, hey, I need to get off the ground, so and just be a family man,
Right.
But yeah, Coach, I tell you what, man, it's good to see you. The Hawks will be in town the 25th for opening night. Hopefully I can come there and see you guys practice if it's okay
Absolutely.
with you.
Absolutely. We got a crowded house, but maybe I can find a corner for you to lay down in.
Yes, sir, Coach. I'm gonna definitely send my number offline here so you can stay in contact with Coach. But good to talk to you, man. I hope to let you down the road. If you ever in Atlanta, let me know. Let take you out to lunch or something, man. Anything I can do to help Davidson basketball, man, I'm all about it. Please reach out to me. I love to help you guys out, man.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks, Coach. It was fun, man.
All right, you take care.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
Yes, BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV, covering content and hot topics from A to Z, sports, music, society and culture, movie reviews, you name it, we have it. Check it out on bs3network.com or check us out on Roku, BS3 TV on Roku, as well as check out your favorite podcast on all podcast platforms or Spreaker.com/BS3 Network.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
What's up, good people? BetOnline is your number one source for all your betting needs. The latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use your promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online where the game starts. What's up, family? Jared the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Let the King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman on your radio.
Listen to The Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.